several years.
Call the May meeting of the Kingston Springs Board of Commissioners to order. Once your ears stop ringing. So, could everybody please rise and face the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, please call the roll, John. Or Debbie.
Corley, Gross,
Here.
Lorenz,
Present.
Remick,
Here.
Stover.
Here.
All right. The minutes from the April meeting have been circulated. Everyone should have had a chance to read through them. Do we have a motion to approve the April 20th City Commission minutes?
Motion to approve April 20th City Commission meeting minutes.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, everybody was in favor. All right, motion to approve the May 18th, 2017 City Commission agenda. Actually, we don't, I'm trying to think. Do we have that on here? No, it's on here, okay. Yeah. Do we have a motion to approve?
Oh, you have one addition.
No.
That resolution, that's a little note.
I did not get that note, okay.
1703.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's right there.
No, it's right there. Okay. So we need to add resolution number 1703 as item 11F. All right. So do we have a motion to approve the May agenda as amended?
Motion to approve the May 18th agenda as amended.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, hearing none, motion passes. All right, announcements from commissioners. Gary, do you have anything?
I don't have anything.
Bob?
I'm good.
Jeff?
I do. Even though she's not here, I'd like to thank Brandy. She had put in some additional waste baskets down at the park.
Oh, great.
Hopefully they will be used.
I'd like to acknowledge city employee Trevin Presley and his upcoming prenuptials to Bianca Rodriguez. I wish them the best and long life of health and happiness.
Well, congratulations. I didn't know Trevin was getting married. I haven't
Yep.
talked to him for a little while here. I'll have to stop by and personally congratulate him. All right. It doesn't look like we are going to have any community input or concerns tonight. Department reports. Everybody's had a chance to read through those. Does anyone have anything to add to that from departments?
I have one. I was just going to let you all know that I made the final payment on the 2001 bond today. So we're officially one bond.
One bond down.
One
Yes.
bond debt free.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So that was good. And I was also going to let you all know that I think it was Saturday, was it not, John, or Sunday? I don't remember. They had an incident on the lake. Had to go to a Saturday rescue, and John Erskine, is that how you pronounce his name? Slipped and fell in the mud and ended up tearing his meniscus. Is that what you call it?
Meniscus, yeah.
And a muscle in his leg, and had to have surgery today.
Okay, I'll let John.
Bubba said he's doing well. Of course, that'll all be covered through workers' comp, and I just want to let you know.
I'll stop by and say hey.
All right, anything else? Nate, you have anything to say? All right, on to the legal updates. Looks like we got a couple items here, Jennifer.
We do have a couple of items. On the Greater Dixon franchise, Martha Brook and Jerry Smith, who was their attorney, are still working on that. Not only is Kingston Springs up, but so is Pickering. And so we're kind of doing a group effort to work on that. There is a provision in what we currently have under the statute that it's kind of a it's a fee in lieu of taxes, so they're kind of trying to iron some of that out. And so what happens, because it does expire this month, is it would just continue until a new one is done.
Okay.
And so, assuming Martha Brooke and Jerry get that resolved between now and next month, I'm sure that will be ready for next month. The second thing is, and from what I got online, and what I passed out to y'all, is what is going to be, was signed by the governor today. And this is House Bill 1167 and Senate Bill 1184. And it's gonna, it basically affects all cities. And I don't know what huge impact it will have on Kingston Springs, but the amendment to 2917-1022, and I've got the original if y'all want to look at it, but it basically takes away industrial parks as being considered a public use. So when if the city wants to condemn a piece of property, it has to be for a public use. And of course, certainly roads, if you condemn for roads or utilities, and if you go across somebody's property for water and sewer, those are pretty standard. There's been a lot of litigation and stuff about our industrial parks for public use. When the city condemns a large parcel of land and then we sell it to an industrial private company for a lot more than what we paid, or they get a break on that. And so this basically takes it away where cities are no longer able to do this.
Okay.
There's a Supreme Court case that came out about condemnation. I don't know if, it'd be interesting to see if this is challenged. But this is from what I got from the website, and again, I tried to call Mary Littleton today and wasn't able to get a hold of her. But this is what's passed. The other thing this does is, again, the next amendment is under 1316-203, which sets forth what a municipality's powers are. And again, it basically says we cannot condemn property unless it's for public use. And they define public use as not including an industrial park. Let's check that out. The next section that they are amending is 2916-203. And they are substituting it with just compensations or damages. Valuation of property shall be calculated as the highest and best use of the property. That's not fair market value. That's some pie in the sky figure. And that's not good.
Yeah.
Not good at all. So, I mean, an example, I was trying to think of an example to give y'all. Let's say that you got a piece of property on 2nd Avenue in Nashville, Sobro area. It's a dilapidated house that needs to be torn down. And the city, Metro Nashville, wanted to condemn it, to put something there. They wouldn't pay the $30,000 that the lot's worth in the dilapidated house. Then they have to pay $500,000 because of its location and the best use of the property and the highest value of the property. So I don't know that that's going to have a huge impact on Kingston Springs, but it certainly could for bigger cities where that may be an issue. And then they also changed the definition from fair cash market value to just value, which again is more speculative and is going to allow a homeowner more damages if their property is condemned. And then the next section, the 2917-106, deals with attorney fees, and it kind of makes that more broad in a homeowner being able to collect their fees, not only including attorney fees, but for an appraisal, engineering fees, whatever they may incur. So, the long and short of it is it's going to make condemnation a lot more expensive in the future, and it applies from here on forward.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how much condemnation Kingston Springs has had in the past, but it's going to be more expensive now. And again, I feel like if some of this was challenged, it may be thrown out, but for right now, that's what we got.
Is what it is.
Yeah. Unless I read the website wrong, but that's what it looked like was signed in today. fact that it's in this format kind of makes me think that when I was able to get it in this format,
The senator that authored this legislation does this every year, so, or something along these lines every year. So, and he hasn't been successful in the past. So,
I kind of looked at the history, and it looked like it initially had passed in the House, and then it showed as a 518 that it was signed by the governor. So it's not very good for cities.
you have an item C on here, the resolution
I do,
15006.
we just
That's
added
the same as 17003. So that's just the okay. So that's item F there. We can move. Okay. There's no unfinished business. Item 11A under new business is first reading of ordinance 17-001, amending ordinance 13-007 public records policy. Debbie, would you like to
I'm gonna
defer to
let
Jennifer?
talk about that, or Dawn, either one.
The state legislature came in and is requiring all cities to come up with a new public records policy. And I think John got this from MTAS's website, has a model policy. John tweaked it to Kingston Springs needs. There's set fees in there for copies. They can come and just do instead of having to do a written request, if they just want to come in and do an inspection, they can actually just show up and do a verbal one. And then, there's the form in there that they would fill out if they do actually want copies, and then a form that we're required to return back to them. So this is what MTAS could come up with, and I'm sure that they correspond. We've got a public records policy attorney with the state and all that handles this. And I don't think it's ever been a huge issue with Kingston Springs and public records.
And we
There's
have a
been a
policy in
couple.
place. This would just align it with what the state's asking for.
There's been a couple times that I'm sure Debbie had to deal with that. So.
Oh, and she audited, she got arrested.
Do what?
I said, the previous.
Oh, Audrey got
Yeah,
arrested for
yeah.
her public records.
Don't you remember that? We had a citizen come in and wanted a letter that had been sent to the city attorney. And the city attorney had not even seen it yet. So Ms. Beck refused to give it to her until after the attorney had reviewed it. She went to Ashland City and they came back and carried her back to the city.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Oh my.
I was worked out, right?
Oh, all
Needless
right.
to say, we're real happy to give you anything long.
All right. Do you have a motion to
That's a hard.
to approve ordinance 17-001 on first reading, or
So moved.
second?
Second.
Any conversation? Hearing no discussion. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none. Ordinance passes on first reading. All right. Now item B is first reading of ordinance 17-002, 2017-2018 budget. Of course, we had our workshop, I guess 2 weeks ago now, hasn't it been? Where we I think ironed out most of this, and you guys have seen the draft of it and had a chance to go through it. Debbie, you have anything you'd like to add to this conversation? Bob, do you have anything you'd like to add in regards to any of the engineering costs or anything like that?
No, not yet. I'll wait for second reading.
Okay, well then do we have a motion to pass ordinance 17-002 on first reading?
Motion to pass.
Second? Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Item C, request to approve secondary meter refunds in the amount of $91.03. We have a motion to approve this request.
Motion to approve that request.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? None. All all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none. Motion passes. All right. Item D, naming fire station number 1 after Marvin Ray and Robert Crouch. This is something that came up actually prior to Ray Senior's passing, and it was just because of their significance and the significant role that all three of these men played in forming our volunteer fire department and making it kind of what it is today. I thought it would be a nice gesture to those folks for their contributions to the town, and I'm sure it would mean a lot to the families, to the Crouch family as well. And of course, as we all know, Ray passed away about over a month or maybe 2 months ago. So anyway, this was something that I've had some discussion with. We discussed it a little bit last time, and I thought I'd bring it up here to see if anyone else had any thoughts about this.
So moved.
No move. All right. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right.
Well, let me ask you a question. What are you wanting to do?
We need to.
Are you wanting to have?
Yes, we'll have to obviously probably need some funding for some signage and stuff like that. Can you just maybe initially just kind of get us some cost estimates and so on that, like we've done in the past?
Are you talking about something like what you did for Tony last
Yeah,
year?
I think so.
Okay. And are you wanting to have some kind of a ceremony or?
I think that'd be appropriate to have some sort of some sort of an event to.
Are you naming it after all three of them?
Yes.
Correct, okay.
Yes, because they all played a very significant role in Crouch Fire Hall.
In honor of Marvin Ray.
All right. Item E is a special called meeting of the Kingston Springs Board of Commissioners, June 29th at 7 p.m. for a second reading of a rezoning request from R2 to C2 for a property at 173 and 177 Moving Hills Road. And this is kind of came out of our planning commission meeting last year. There was a little bit of a paperwork mix-up, I guess. Do you have something to say?
It was me. It was,
Oh.
I messed it up.
Okay.
Obviously,
So there's
That's a first.
a little bit of a paperwork mix-up, and as a result, we were able to kind of come up with a fast-track solution for these folks. They'd like to do something on this property, kind of an ice cream type shop, it sounds like. So as a result, we're having a special planning commission on Monday, and then we'll be able to, then hopefully that we assume that'll be approved. This request will be approved at that meeting, and then it'll go to us in our June meeting, and then this meeting that'd be for the first reading. This meeting would just so we can have a second reading, so that they can get this all done before July, because the kind of terms of their real estate process requires that this be accomplished by July, and we're just trying to. Yeah, so is there a motion to approve having this special meeting? I guess is what that all comes around to. So
I'm unable to attend, so.
unable to attend. Is anyone else unable to attend on that day?
When is it? I think I'm good.
It's the 29th.
When was that other meeting? It's a Thursday.
At 7 p.m.
And when was that other meeting?
Oh, the planning commission meeting? That's Monday.
Monday the 22nd.
Monday the what?
22nd.
So we have the meeting the 23rd, yeah?
Yeah, so this will be basically we'll have a back-to-back commission meetings.
We'll have the 22nd.
We'll have a 22nd meeting, our regular meeting, and then our next meeting we'll just have this, which this will of course be the only item, so it'll basically come in, vote, leave. So, I mean, theoretically we could set it for the morning or something if people would rather do that. I don't know. Would that be better for anybody? Just go ahead and knock it out in the morning that day?
Thursday's fine.
Okay.
Nighttime stop.
I'll be leading 200 people down the Buffalo River canoeing.
So
Cleaning.
the morning won't be an option for you
No,
either.
I'm
You'll
not.
be
I'm
you'll
down.
be on the water. Does that work for you?
I'm good either
You're
way.
you're
Morning or-
you're a teacher. You're not
I'm-
doing anything then. So okay.
I've got nothing planned that day.
We could do it at like, you know, 9:35 or something like that, and it'll be fine. Okay. All right.
If it was
So
early, you'd have to.
we had a motion. Do we have a motion to approve this meeting? Special called meeting. Do we need a
Motion to
motion?
approve.
Second. All right. Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hearing none. Motion passes. Item F is 17-003. You have it before you here. This comes out of our discussion last month because of the changing roles of the attorneys to kind of clarify that situation. Jennifer, would you like to make any comments?
The oath resolution that y'all had done, I guess y'all have known a little bit legal term, but that was passed back in 2015 when Martha Burke and I first came on board, had us designated with me handling the commission here, and Martha Burke was handling the planning commission. We had talked about it, and kind of when we had the change with Sharon coming along, we thought it may be a good idea so that we're both a lot more versed about what's going on from both aspects, so that when she's on vacation or I'm on vacation and we're filling in, we know all the players. Because I realized sitting in it, filling in for Martha Brooke for a planning commission or board of zoning or something, I didn't know any of those people and they didn't know who I was. So I just we thought that would be more efficient and more effective so that we play kind of more of an active role in every aspect. And so I put the resolution that I drafted for tonight, I kind of left it where we both would be in attendance for all of the boards, but we would just keep the city manager informed of who would be handling what. And that way, because sometimes I may be on vacation or she may be on vacation, and like tonight she's at Walt Disney World, so I'm here. And in that way, I just kind of felt like, because if a zone comes here, and it's just kind of nice to know what's going on with the planning commission from both aspects. And we will make sure that we've got them all covered. But like the special call meeting on the 29th, Mark Brooke couldn't be here. She already had something prearranged, so I will be here. I just kind of felt that was a little bit more efficient for us to kind of know what's going on better from all aspects. So.
And what is the staff's opinion on this? I mean, do you think this will be a workable situation from you all? From your...
I think that's fine.
Okay.
Just let us know who's going to be here, so.
And there's no additional cost to the city for this?
No, not at all. And I actually think it may be a little bit more, like, for instance, on this gas franchise, I realized Martha Brooke, and this is kind of before we had decided maybe to change Rose for a little while, I realized she was working on that for Pegram. So it doesn't make any sense for me to do that when it's more cost effective because she's already doing that for the town of Pegram. And just kind of cross-reference on some of those things. And some things I have more knowledge about, and some things Martha Brooke has more knowledge about. So.
Well, then, do we have a motion to approve resolution number 17-003?
Motion to approve resolution 17-003.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. All right. Well, that brings us to... Actually, do we have any other? We have no surplus items, and then, of course, the reminders. We're all aware we have two things coming up this weekend, the citywide garage sale and the farmers market, so I hope everybody makes a note to come out and do both of those things. And of course, we'll have a farmers market the next week too, because it's going to be every Saturday this year. So be sure to get all your fresh fruits and vegetables right here in town. The splash pad opens May 27th, and the fishing rodeo is June 10th. I'm going to be out of town for the fishing rodeo. No, I'll be there in the morning. So. All right. well, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.